Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and today I wanted to make a sort of a technical video on Battlefield 4. You see, an issue about the dusting in the summer patch which made it quite a bit worse, especially in high-speed vehicles, and I wanted to kind of talk about that real quick for maybe a couple of minutes. Now, currently, the vanilla Battlefield 4 uses a 0.125 value for frame history time. Um, Actually, that's not true, at least not as of making this video. DICE just set it to 1 in a server update, but more on that in a second. You see, what happened was the summer patch limited the frame history time to a very low 0.125, and well, that is where we saw this ridiculous increase in dusting of high-speed vehicles, especially jets, where, you were shooting at the jet, you obviously saw hit markers and your rounds impacting the jet, and yet you got no damage registering, and got no points for it, obviously. You see, the frame history time is actually a limit at which the server denies the hit to the client. You see, in Battlefield 4, the hit registration system differs from games like, well, Counter-Strike, for example. It's called the server authoritative system, which when you shoot at a player on your screen, it doesn't matter if you see the blood animation or not, because that's not what actually, happened, because your client sends the hit info to the server, which then checks out if you could indeed have done the hit, the damage to the enemy at that point in time, and if the server figures that yes, you did in fact hit the enemy, then it sends the damage info to the other player and you get a hit marker. Now, problems arise when the ping differences between the server and you, the server, and the server and the other guy are too great, because due to differences between due to these differences, you effectively have three slightly different versions of events and thus, positions of the players. So on your screen, you might have obviously aimed and hit the enemy, dead on, but because of his movement speed and his ping differences, the server might see him at a completely different position than the one you hit at that point in time, and then it will reject the hit, thinking you couldn't have hit the enemy right there. Now, the differences are too insignificant when you're talking about just infantry walking or even running around the map, but these differences start to pile up once the enemy gets into a fast vehicle like a jet, for example. And this is where the frame history time comes in. It's a limiter that the server relies on when dealing with high ping players, any players really, basically past a certain point, difference, in player position, the server will deny the hit, and you won't get any hit markers, which is exactly what was happening after the summer patch. Now, in theory, this is a good mechanic, but in practice there's a lot of hit detection issues that arise, especially in fast vehicles, as I said. And this is a problem with the increased dusting in jets. DICE already said the frame history time should be increased from 0.125 to 1, which will certainly relax these restrictions a bit and lessen the frequency of dusting. So I guess we'll see how that goes. And as I said in the beginning of this video, as of making this commentary right this second, DICE actually rolled out an update, a server update where they changed the frame history time value to 1, which should go a long way towards fixing the problem with hits being rejected by the server at an okay ping even. Without it, as I just explained, high-speed vehicle combat would never work. But you see, and there's always a but, Now what happens is that people on console who inherently play on servers with much higher ping because of lack of servers in that area and so on and so forth will suffer a lot more because, well, rather not suffer, but hits won't be rejected by the server until you get to very, very high pings in the upper 800s even. And this is a lot easier for us PC Master Race players because, as is everything I suppose, because on PCs an admin can either region lock his server and kick people from other countries due to their, higher pings, or set a ping limiter and, kick people that way. Another thing is, I don't believe console server admins have the ability to kick people for high ping, even, if that's their own servers that they are paying for, as that's a lot more strictly enforced by Microsoft and Sony. So, you have to understand this is an obvious problem on consoles where hyping is an everyday thing, whereas on PC things can be there are some things that can be done about it, and you just don't have to put up with an incredibly high ping when playing multiplayer. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video, and please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.